I kind of have to start from conception. My mom was 16. The whole family basically wanted her to have an abortion. She was the only one who didn't want it, and eventually even was on an abortion clinic table and going to go through with it, and then she started weeping on the table, and the doctor allowed her to leave and go home. And then my parents were divorced, and as early as I can remember, I started to have homosexual thoughts and desires and feelings. And being raised in a broken family like most people in America, I had my own way of processing my pain, and I chose drugs and alcohol. I actually made a conscious choice. I remember at 13 years old, I chose popularity and partying over studying and being smart, because I was on a track to even going to private schools at one point in time, and chose the wrong path. But it ended up leading me to Jesus eventually. Probably at the lowest pit of my drug run, I ended up in the gay community in San Francisco, and was a pretty well-known club celebrity here in the city, and dressed up every day in the most extravagant, wild costumes. I felt like it was family. You know, the gay community offered you celebrity. It offered you affirmation. Even men would pay attention to me. Growing up, my dad wasn't in the home. You know, I didn't have that, and but I didn't understand these things. While I was in it, I thought it was the rightest thing for me to be doing. I thought that was who I was, and it was even righteous and holy. I really did. And at one point in time, I started to notice things fall apart. I got involved with some really shady characters, people involved with witchcraft and mafia in the gay community, and even some outside of the gay community, just high-level drug dealing, and people involved with Satanism even. And I just never believed in evil or wickedness, but then I began to pray, because it was so tangible around me that I just couldn't ignore it anymore. And I just said, Lord, if there really is evil or a devil, you've got to show me. Please, I don't want to be deceived. And so then the Lord started showing me that there really is. One example of it is I was walking down the street in the Castro district. I started to feel like these people were trying to literally take my soul to hell. And I was thinking that in my head. And this homeless man walked up to me and mocked me out loud. And he said, "They're trying to take my soul." And I was like, oh Lord. And I ran down the street like screaming, literally, during the broad daylight, going, oh God, this is real. There's a hell, there's a devil. It's like, how could this homeless man have known what I was thinking quietly in my mind? And I wasn't high. I was, just walking down the street. So I knew that was one of the many instances